Alright, what's up guys? Today we're going to be reacting to horror animations because I felt like it, I don't know why. Now, we're going to be watching these videos. I haven't watched them. I had somebody send them to me so that way I could watch them, and I don't know what these videos are about. I barely watch horror stuff because I'm a pussycat. But like, let's just get into it. Alright, so the first animation is there's a man in the woods. Let's hit it. Yellow car. Well, he got some long legs.
There's a man in the woods.
Oh.
What a spectacle. Before the story started, this school was still respectable.
Yeah, but by the way, I got like a... Let me press pause. I got a candle here, and this is just in case, like, you know, stuff, because I'm scared. Got a candle, just if it's the vibe. Hey, Ghost, can you get this candle for me, please? Come on, Ghost, get the candle. Thank you. Thank you.
Down the hill to the honeysuckle, pluck a couple and collect their nectar till they pick their fill. Except one obnoxious kid, Sid, who just watched them eat the flowers while he seethed and scowled because he couldn't bear to share his sweet treats throughout our recess hour.
Why he gotta be so mean?
I remember Sid saying, "There's a man in the woods."
Oh.
That's how the rumors began. Of course, Sid had spotted him first. The poor kids. He got him immersed in a spiel about a serial killer whose gun barrel glint hints at peril. A visit to the nurse, or worse, a hearse waiting just beyond the dale.
I don't know why this guy talks like this.
The children saw him everywhere. Look, over there. That man had Batman ears. We swear. And crazy yellow eyes. We saw something rusty. His shotgun? It must be. I saw a lady's severed thigh.
A lot of shotguns.
Rusty.
Alright.
Every word I heard was absurd. Yet each day, Sid would stray down way past the playground. Who else was brave enough to save us from the killer's next plot? The rest of the lot would stop back at the blacktop, sure that any closer they were bound to be found deep in the woods, left to rot. I pleaded for the kids to think and learn to be mature, but after a few more rumors doomed my attempts to prove the school was secure, their fear was undeterred, and when the buses drove them all home,
who's telling the story.
The parents finally heard. Everything just blew up.
There's a man in the...
I received a wall of emails and calls full of shrieks, wails, and all from terrified families who'd heard word of the murderer and didn't like my lack of action at all. What was I supposed to do?
He's the principal.
Comb the whole forest? Yeah, right.
He's the principal.
That means I didn't care? That's not fair. The stories that were you weren't true. Of course I would feel regret had there been a real threat and I ignored it. And some poor kid got kidnapped while the kids were napping. But you couldn't admit that your good little kid would formulate a fib so you ignored what I said. Your little angels could never cook up such incredible creations. An overactive imagination maybe, but my kid could never lie. How dare I? Accuse a child of being dishonest? Just monstrous. The parents were displeased, and when the PTA took action, they dismissed me from the classroom. Like they knew what was best for their kids.
So did you
know how difficult it is to get a job when a bitter mom slanders your rep with child neglect from the outset? Now who's in control of your classes? Single file lines? Single file lines. Little vile swine, a killer by the pines. Really? Are you blind? Will you find your spines? Sid, a child decides to fill our minds with lies, and the next thing you see is people treating me like I'm committing crimes. I was in my prime. Those kids were lucky to have me. Do you see what you did? But I can play along. I can be good. Do you hear that, Sid? There's a man in the woods.
Oh shit! Damn! Did this dude become the man in the woods? So was this... this fabric, this thing, what the fuck am I saying? This thing that these little kids made up, basically, he became what they made up and what they feared. That's kind of weird, but you know, okay. So now he's killing kids because they lied and got him fired. How pity. Don't kill kids if they get you fired. Don't do that. That's bad. Alright. Now... the next animation is called Other Lily. And then again, I know nothing about this. I'm just gonna hit play now. Other Lily. I love the animation on this one. The other one was pretty good, but like I kind of dig this one just a slight bit more. Dig the red hair and everything. It looks she was in baseball. It's nice. Make sure Beth goes to bed before 10. Wonder who Beth is. I wonder who Beth is. Sorry, I'm stuttering a bit. Yeah, turn off the lights. It's always good to do. Damn, that's a creepy ass drawing that she has on her wall. You gonna look at the drawings or what? Lily, me, other Lily. Oh shit. When you see shit like this, if your kid is drawing stuff like that, or your little sister or your little brother, that is not a good sign at all. Overactive imagination, my ass. Yeah. We got a window here. It's 12:01. 3 in the morning. Shoot. Okay. What's wrong? It's just a fan. I hear breathing. Oh damn. Breathing's getting. Oh. Man, Beth, why are you up this late? What's wrong with you? Oh. Oh shit. Why aren't you running? What the fuck? Why ain't you run? Oh, hell no. Okay. Oh, where'd it go? Run! Why the fuck are you still laying down? Who's still laying? Ah! I did not get scared, I promise. I was, practicing my screaming. No, I'm just kidding. That shit was fucking horrifying. I thought my heart exploded for a bit. Okay. Yeah, now she wants to get up. Was she? I feel like it was like sleep paralysis or something. Sleep paralysis. If y'all heard, or if y'all know what that is, it's basically where you're, basically you can't move in your bed, and there's like this creature that looks over you, and you're basically all you could do is lay there and blink while this, basically kind of like a figment to your imagination, basically haunts you and walks around your bed and creeps the shit out of you. Thunder. I've never been scared of thunder. Damn, that is not a good sign. Call the police. Lock yourself somewhere. Go to your neighbors. I don't get. Yeah! Fuck yeah! Oh. Keep whacking it. Keep whacking it. How many dreams does this person have? Why is she in a different room? She's younger. Wait, did she turn into Beth? Or her little sister? Or is that her when she's younger? I am so confused at this point. Okay. Oh, hell! no! The other Lily, or whatever the fuck that was, literally went, bop, boom, out the window. That was unexpected, honestly. I thought it was gonna have an happy ending, maybe. I don't even know. Ghost, please go away. Thank you. I'm watching some scary shit, Casper. Stop fucking with me. Okay, guys. Before we watch this next animation, I just wanted to tell y'all that I had a talk with Casper off camera real quick, and I wanted to tell y'all that he had a theory. He told me that on that other animation, basically what happened was, this is confusing to think about. The little girl went upstairs to check Beth. Beth's the little one, Lily's the big one, the other Lily's the evil one. So Beth went to check on Lily after she went downstairs and hit the girl with the bat and died. So once she went, basically, okay, let me restart. Okay, so Lily, she went downstairs because she had a bad dream of something going through her window. So she went downstairs with the bat, right? She whacked the other Lily, then the other Lily got back up, killed her. Now Beth wakes up, goes inside of Lily's room, doesn't see her big sister Lily there, so she goes downstairs and the other Lily fucking murders her. And honestly, it makes sense. It was just so confusing to wrap my head around it because I'm a dumb fuck. Anyway, thank you, Casper. Back to the next video. Now this next animation is called Home Invasion. Let's just see what it's about. Bam! Alrighty.
It was a cold, foggy evening when I contacted a close friend of mine to stay at my place for the night.
Hold on, let me turn on the captions.
Both of us were only 10 years old at the time, and my parents were often at work until midnight, so I was usually alone with nothing to do except watching a television show or reading a book.
Yeah, of course.
My friend Alex had agreed to come over and brought a game of Monopoly to pass him the time.
Yeah.
I also asked if he was interested in going to explore an abandoned subway station 3 miles away.
Alright.
He seemed excited at first, so we planned to go on the trip in the morning. I remembered that the subway dated back to the mid-1920s and became abandoned in 1932 after the market crash in 1929.
They should have boarded that, just saying.
I was very fascinated about its history, but never got the chance to go inside after my parents had warned me not to enter.
Yeah, you listen to your
parents. As I quietly slept in my bed, I
way.
heard what sounded like a gunshot coming from the forest behind the house. Both of us woke up, frightened after what we had heard, and I told my friend not to worry, as hunters tend to go into the forest on frequent occasions, but when I checked the time, it was 11:39 p.m. This seemed very unusual, as hunters only came into the forest between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. I looked at Alex and decided to get out of my bed, intending to look through the window and spot for anyone in the forest. The darkness clouded my vision, so I was unable to see anyone in the forest. I turned around and looked at Alex again, when suddenly I heard the front door squeak open. Chills went down my spine. Both of us quietly moved to the bathroom, locked the door, and kept the light off.
Thank you so much.
It was the only safe place in the house. Both of us were terrified as we desperately tried to keep as calm as we could. We heard footsteps getting louder and louder until they stopped in front of the bathroom door.
Shit.
And then this is when the most terrifying sound forced my heart to almost burst. Both of us screamed as the person chopped the door to pieces.
No!
It was pitch black inside the room,
window in that
making
bathroom.
it hard to find the vent, and by the time I spotted the vent, the person behind the door had made a hole big enough for us to see him. The man adorned black leather and was wearing a plague doctor mask. I scurried back to the vent, but it was too high above the floor for us to reach it, so Alex told me to go first because he was the strongest. He lifted me up on his shoulders, allowing me to open the vent and crawl inside. When I looked at the door again, the man had managed to fit his arm through the hole and reached for the lock. I quickly grabbed Alex's hand, but struggled to pull him up into the vent.
Alex!
No!
I shouted and began going after him. I pursued the figure until I was led to the abandoned subway deep within the forest. It was chilly
Alex,
and
no!
foggy, meaning that I could only see objects within a range of 5 or 6 yards. Inside the subway was a pool of freezing cold water. It was so dark that I couldn't see anything. I had to rely on listening to the screams from Alex and track the source. As I slowly walked through the subway, I was now struggling to breathe under the intense stress and fear of the situation.
Alex!
I called, but there was no response. I continued walking through the water until the exit was no longer visible. I was now experiencing a massive panic attack.
Damn.
I had lost track of Alex, and I had
Dude,
no
your
idea
friend's
where
dead.
I was or how
I'm
to get
sorry
out.
to tell you this, but your friend,
Where are you, Alex?
he is dead. You gotta save yourself at this point. You just get out. October, Alex was confirmed dead after he was found inside a ticket office hanging from the ceiling. His closest friend remains missing. That was a true story? I know that some animations actually say, hey, this
Thank
is a
you for
true
sticking-
story. Some animations say that they're a true story, but sometimes I think that they're not, because what the story kind of doesn't seem like it would be true, but having that extra information kind of confirms it for me. But like, Jesus Christ, this dude saw his friend get dragged away, and then knowing that he was murdered around that same night, or probably sooner, probably tortured or something, that is horrible. Jesus, I don't know what I would do in that situation. That is so sad. Imagine if it wasn't his friend who helped him up. What if it was him helping his friend up into the vent instead? He would have been the one to die. That is... I knew he was dead. Jesus. Back on to the next animation. Let's get it. Alright, so the next animation here is called True Creepy Stalker. I'm not going to have the horror story part because that's obvious. But, True Creepy Stalker. So this is a true story. Another one. Excuse me. Okay, let's get started.
When I was around 14 years old,
Alright.
I always went on the internet, and I had this app called Discord.
Yeah, I got Discord too.
After a while of having Discord, I met a boy named Luke. We started talking for a while,
Are you talking to
and
this
one
boy?
day he asked me what I looked like. Without thinking, I sent him a picture of me. He told me that I was beautiful and that he loved my long
What the
dark
fuck is
hair
wrong with guys?
and how I did my eyeliner. I just said thanks, thinking nothing of it.
Yeah, I understand
Around
how you feel.
a
and,
week
you know, but
later,
still, I
he
don't
told
know.
me that he loved me, and I felt the same way about him.
How would you...
We had so much in common.
How would
Luke
you
was
love
very
someone that you've
good-looking,
never
too.
seen?
He had a different style from normal people.
Oh, okay.
He wore a mask
You sent
and
him...
always wore the
He sent
color
you
black.
pictures.
A while
He sent you
later,
pictures,
I
okay.
realized it started becoming too much for me. He would always ask me personal questions like where I lived, and I told him I lived in California. He also lived in California and said he wanted to run away and meet me. He said that our relationship was going to get real. We kept talking every day.
That's kinda
and
creepy.
He got so overprotective and would text me every few minutes.
Jesus. Do you have a
One
life
day,
besides
I was home
texting?
alone because my parents were on a trip to celebrate their 20th anniversary.
Okay.
I didn't mind until it became nighttime. It was so dark outside, and it gave me the chills. I decided to close all the windows and make sure that the doors were locked.
Good. That's what
I
a
sat in
smart
my
person
living room
does.
And watched some TV.
Yeah, you know, just chill, relax,
After
watch some
around
television,
20
watch some
minutes, I heard a
SpongeBob.
knocking sound coming from the window behind me. I realized I didn't pull the blinds over it and that some kids were probably playing tricks on me.
Why would you think
I
kids
got
are
up
playing a
and
trick
went to
on
the
you?
window.
Are you that
As I
stupid?
got closer, my heart kept beating faster and faster. I looked out the window and no one was there.
Close the blinds.
So I just closed it
Yeah,
with the
thank
blinds
you.
and sat back
Thank you.
down. After that, I got a message from Luke. He said, "Let's meet up now." I told him I was busy and that I couldn't, but he said that I wasn't and that he could see me. I felt so afraid and told him to stop
Hell
scaring
no.
me because I was home alone, which I really shouldn't have told him. I asked him how he knew where I lived, and he told me that he looked on Snapchat and found my exact location so he could meet up with me whenever he wanted.
Oh my god.
I was so afraid. I heard a knock on the door, and a teen boy's voice tell me to open the door. It sounded so attractive, and I knew that it had to be Luke. I stayed still and
How?
didn't know what to do.
You think it's
I was home
attractive?
alone, and no
This
one could
dude
defend
is
me
knocking
when
on
I'm
your door,
alone.
found your location. That's
I
creepy. You
texted
shouldn't
him
be
and told
thinking
him
about
to
how
leave
his
me
voice is
alone
attractive.
now. Luke knocked again and said he wasn't going to leave.
Call
I
911.
finally
You
got
got a
up
fucking
and
phone.
opened the door.
Why
There
did
he
you open
was,
the door?
standing
Why
there,
did you open the
ever
door?
so tall.
Why did you open the door?
He
Why did you open the
smiled
door?
and bit his lip and invited himself in. I told him several times to leave, but he didn't listen. Then he went quiet, and I tapped his back. He ripped his mask off to reveal all the scars he had around his lips.
He
I
got
froze
herpes!
in shock and told him to please leave now.
That's
I
ugly.
was so angry, I didn't even care. Then he smiled creepily and ran downstairs to the kitchen,
looks-
and I
he's
ran after
walking.
him. He was holding a knife and then ran after me. I ran outside, hid in the bushes, and called 911 as
you.
fast as I could.
Thank you.
Police arrived quickly.
Should have done that
They
a long
found
time
him.
ago.
But what was even more creepy was that he smirked at me when they took him into their car. I called my
I
parents
just got
shortly
shivers
after
down-
and told them
I just got
everything, and they
goosebumps.
came
I don't know
home.
if you can see that.
I never want to
Probably
stay
can't.
home alone
I got
again. It creeps me out.
Yeah, that's good.
I deleted Discord
Yes.
and blocked him before I did.
Thank
Having an
God.
internet boyfriend will
Ta-
haunt me forever.
Delete Snapchat
And
too.
I will never forget the creepy smirk he gave me.
I need some vanilla to calm me down. Casper, can you hand me the candle, please? Please hand me the candle. Thank God. The fuck, man? You blew the candle out? Thank you. That still smells good. I love you. Here. Thanks, bro. All right. Now that was creepy. Let me just tell everybody who's watching right now, please, I swear to God, please, I will fight you if you don't do what I say right now. I won't really, because that's kind of like, threatening, and I won't threaten. It was just a joke. I just want to point it out. But I'm serious when I say this. Do not give online people your personal information. Please, just don't do it. Don't do it. Please. Please. Okay, next animation. Alright, last horror story. This last horror animation right here. True Unexplained video. Don't know what it's about. I'm getting some The Ring vibes or The Grudge or whatever. I'm getting some vibes off of that because, you put the thing in and he says, oh, you got a few days to live. Okay, let's just press play.
I was a total video game addict. From
I'm a
day
video
till
game
night.
addict too.
Of course, my mom hated the fact that I always focused on games.
My mom does
and
too.
not so much on
And
the
I'm
important
making a
stuff.
YouTube channel
She would
playing
always
games.
hide my phone so that I wouldn't be able to use it.
I thought
Every time
get
she
an Xbox or
confiscated my
PlayStation.
phone, I was swallowed by boredom.
Makes sense.
I didn't have anything to do when I
Yeah,
couldn't play.
makes sense.
Sometimes, if I had free time, I would try to find the spot where my mom hid my phone.
Yeah, I did the same
But
thing.
I always failed. But the only thing I knew for sure was that she hid my phone in one specific room. A room with a lot of cabinets filled with stuff and junk, which made it really hard to find my phone.
Okay.
One day, when my mom hid my phone again, I suddenly came up with an idea.
Why did she get you a phone if she was gonna
I
keep taking
asked
it?
myself why I hadn't thought of secretly recording her to see where she hid my phone, so that when she was finally done hiding it somewhere, I could go inside and watch the footage.
What'd you record it with?
Then I could finally get my
camera?
phone
Another
back for
phone? I don't
good. So, I finally got my phone back.
Okay.
Mainly because I needed it for means of communication while in school. Once I got home, I purposely made my mother annoyed until she confiscated it from me. And that's exactly what she did. But before she confiscated it, I quickly put the camera inside the room when she didn't notice.
Alright.
I put the camera in the corner of the room so that I could see everything.
Shit, you're gonna get
I was
some
really
footage that
excited
you
to
don't
know
want
where
to
her
see, I
secret
bet.
hiding place was. Finally, she came out of the room, which meant she finished hiding it.
Okay.
When she was finally gone, I went inside the room and grabbed my camera. I quickly played the video. At first, I looked at the duration of the video. It was 7 minutes long. It must have taken a lot of time for her to hide it. I started to skip until I could see my mom inside the room. I skipped for about 6 minutes, but she still wasn't shown on the screen. I was confused, but I told myself that maybe it happened in the first 3 minutes and I missed it. I went to the beginning of the footage again, but failed to find it.
Oh,
I was growing impatient. I played the whole video even though it was long. I finally reached the last few minutes of the video, where I went inside the room to get the camera, but my mother was still not shown. I was really confused. Why wasn't she in the video? But I was clearly in the video when I came in to get the camera. I was getting pretty scared at that point.
You should be! Get out of your house!
I saw my mom enter and exit the room with my own 2 eyes. Maybe the camera failed to capture it.
Maybe your mom's a vampire. I don't know. A ghost. Maybe she's dead. I don't know.
My mom noticed that I was quieter than before. I was stressed and my eyebrows were furrowed. My mom asked me what was wrong. I got my camera and showed her the footage. I explained it to her as well. She said that maybe the camera cut out the footage, but something was really wrong here. I asked her if she did in fact enter the room, and of course she answered yes.
Yeah.
I felt goosebumps all over my skin, and I was still confused. This might not be the best scary story I have, but it is still running through my mind.
You never found out?
Why is my mom not in the footage? The thing is that in the video, the door opened.
I seen that.
But my mom wasn't in the footage. That's the scariest part.
Whoa! That was freaky. That was freaky. It was creepy. That's something I didn't want to see. Ah, shit. That one also gave me goosebumps, not gonna lie. But, I think that I'm pretty much done. Because I don't even know anymore. That was the last one. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Turn on the bell notification so you can be notified every time I make a new video. I'd appreciate it, really. Comment down below on your opinions on the videos I make. I'd really appreciate that. Until next time. Bye. I'll be in your dreams tonight.